that fantastic result that just came through for Wales. Wales victorious. The Welsh, I can hear them right now from where I'm sitting. The Welsh are singing away, and rightfully so, because the Wales team did them proud, and it looks like they're on the verge of going through to the next round. Now, obviously, this is the other two teams in this group. We've got Italy taking on Switzerland, and that means after this game, all four teams will have played twice, and we'll get a very good idea as to how this group is going to finish. So, I've said it all week that maybe the team that impressed me the most out of the first round of games was Italy. I thought Italy did very, very well, were very dominant against what I thought was a good team with Turkey. I thought Turkey were right up there with like the dark horses to really cause problems. And seeing them lose twice in a row, I was not expecting that. That has been a big, big shock for me. So it's kind of left me now wondering, how good are Italy? Are Italy as good as what I thought? So I'm really looking forward to this because I want to see, how did Italy do against a very well-disciplined Switzerland side. Switzerland are just a really solid side. They're never going to be blown away like 5-6-0, but equally they're never going to win 5-6-0. They're defensively sound. They can nick a goal. They've always got a goal in them. But, 1-0, 2-0, 1-1. These are the kind of results you expect from Switzerland. Very solid, very reliable. But Italy should be able to get past them as well. So we're going to have to see what Italy can conjure up. We've got the Swiss team already announced, and that's on screen right now. Switzerland playing a 4 in the midfield, 1-2, 3-4-1-2. And Italy, if we switch over, they're playing a 4-3-3 according to this, with Insigne, Immobile, and Berardi up front. A lot of people, I'd imagine, have got Insigne, maybe Immobile, maybe Jorginho, maybe Barella, maybe Berardi, maybe Spinazzola in their fantasy teams. I've got a couple of Italian players. I've got Spinazzola, and I think I've got Berardi as well. So we'll have to see how they get on. Obviously, I'm hoping for some positive news. I did just have a Turkey player that let me down, so I really do need to get a good result here. Wales into the round of 16. Well, even though I don't have a dog in any of these fights, I'm going to root for the underdog, Switzerland. They are very much the underdog, yes, in this one. Italy are firm favourites for this. Days, I've been a fan since 2015. Nice to see you change into football. Keep up the good work. Jacob Fishy, shout out to you. Hayden, shout out to you. Hope you are well. Austin said Netherlands impressed me the most. Austin, shout out to you. Robert reckons it'll be 2-1 Italy. So, hello. A lot of you, I know, just joined us on that last game. So, a lot of you joining us for Wales-Turkey, and what a fun, tense match that was. I'm not sure if this is going to be a tense game or not. I think that Italy should honestly have too much here. I really am expecting Italy to quite comfortably win this, like 2-0 or something along those lines. If we just have a quick look at the qualifying, I can tell you as well, just to add to the fact that I think Italy are going to be very comfortable. This is actually taking place in Rome, so this match is happening in Italy, if that makes any difference. But I think it does. In qualifying then, Italy played 10, won 10, drew none, lost none, conceded 4, scored 37. These are bad men, let me tell you. These are bad men. Not the toughest group in the world. They had to get past the likes of Finland, Liechtenstein, Greece, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Armenia. So, not the hardest group, but still, very impressive numbers. So, that is Italy. Switzerland in their qualifying. Played 8, won 5, drew 2, lost 1. They had to play the likes of Denmark, the Republic of Ireland, Georgia, Gibraltar, who are one of the lowest ranked teams in the world. They managed to beat Gibraltar 6-1 and 4-0. So they have actually, against like those kind of teams, they can get goals. But their top scorer in qualifying was Itzen, who scored 3. So you can see that they don't really have like an out-and-out goal scorer that's going to bag them a load of goals. Switzerland do not have a Lukaku or an Mbappe or a Harry Kane or anyone like this. So it's hard to see where the goals are going to come from. They, in 8 games, scored 19 times in 8 games. And compare that to Italy, who in 10 games scored 37 times. So just a little glimpse there into what we might be seeing tonight. This is going to be hard for Switzerland, but we'll see how it goes. Feel free to get in your thoughts, get in your predictions. Anna said, I just got in from work. Good evening. Shout out to you, Anna. NLW said, what are the teams in the tournament right now? I've not been able to keep up. All the teams are still in. No one's been eliminated. If Switzerland win tonight, then Turkey are eliminated. It would be impossible for them to get through. And impossible for them to even get into third place. So, because Wales are on 4 points. And Italy would be on 3 points. But they've already beaten Turkey. So I think it all works out that Turkey would be out, if Switzerland win. So, but at the moment, all the teams are still in, because we're still in the group stages. Days, I've got Berardi. Do you have anyone? I think I've got Berardi and Spinazzola. So I think I've got 2 Italy players, but I'm not too sure. Moldy Spoon said, you need to acknowledge us as an underrated team. Semi-finals in 2016. We won most of our qualifiers. We're out the group again. Acknowledge we are the wolves of international football. Yeah. I mean, you guys, if you're getting through and you hold your own against Turkey, in a way, I do feel a little sorry for Wales, because I think the conversation is more how bad are Turkey, let alone how good are Wales. I do sort of feel like a lot of people, myself included, are maybe more focused on just how bad Turkey are, because we was expecting a lot more from Turkey than what they've given. So it's kind of hard to know exactly where Wales are, but I mean, you've drawn with Switzerland, which is a good result. You've just beaten Turkey, which, I didn't think you'd do. So, yeah, you guys have really surprised. So, we'll see how you get on, eh? We'll see how you get on. I hope you are okay. I think Drew will lose to Bobby, then Kofi, says Steven. Days, WWE needs Steve Bruce. Haroon, no one needs Steve Bruce. Like, you said this in the last stream. Do England need Steve Bruce? No. WWE don't need him. England don't need him. Newcastle don't need him. No one needs Steve Bruce. Austin said, I think I've got an Italian player. Thanks for the shout out, bro. I was at Figure Shop in 2016. I tweeted you and you replied saying where it is. Jacob Fishy, shout out to you. I miss that. I miss Wrestling Shop Live. That was some of the most fun days. NSW said, did you hear about Steve Bruce? I don't know who this is. I just keep hearing about him. Moldy Spoon said, I need Brucey in my life. Jacob Fish said, thanks for the shout out. No worries. So we've got 35 minutes. 35 minutes. Players to keep an eye out for. In regards to Italy, any of their front line, all 3 can get goals. And all 3 have scored goals. Their top scorer is Bellotti, who I don't believe is actually playing. That was their top goal scorer in qualifying. But I really like the look of Immobile. I think he is a very good striker. Insigne got some opportunities as well. Berardi, all 3 of them. I just think they look a very solid team. They look very comfortable at the back. They create chances. They finish their chances as well. I mean, didn't they win? Was it 3-0 the first game? So against what we thought was a very good Turkey team. So we'll see what they can do tonight. What team do you support? I support England in this. DB Mikey said Italy are the dark horses. Chris says, I'm predicting Italy 2-0. Austin said, what does a dark horse mean? It means kind of like the outsider, the team that no one's really talking about. So they're not the favourites, they're the dark horse. They're the team that are a little bit out there. They're on the fringes. They might be like the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th favourites. Everyone's talking about France. Everyone's talking about Belgium. Everyone's talking about Portugal. Everyone's talking about England. But once you get past those teams, then you start to get into the dark horse kind of territory, you know. And this is where like Italy, Turkey, those kind of sides, you know, start to appear in the kind of bookies' favourites to win the tournament. So that's what dark horse means. Thank you. WWE needs Unai Emery. I predict it's going to be Italy 2-0 as well, says Hayden. Hamid says, are you a Man United fan? I am, yes, I am. I'm going to be supporting hopefully what will prove to be a title-winning season from them this year. Czech Republic, though. Czech Republic are in England's group. We're not going to be seeing them tonight. So we've only got the 2 games today. We already had one game earlier today that I believe finished 1-0 to Russia. Obviously, we've just had Wales get past Turkey. We keep talking about it, but it was a big result. I just said to Mama Days upstairs as well, and I went to get this drink. I was like, that was good, wasn't it? She was like, yeah, didn't expect that. So that is Mama Days' reaction. Mama Days' reaction is, yeah, I didn't expect that. We've just got Gareth Southgate, the England manager, on screen. He says, good evening. See what Gareth's got to say. Days, any major signings for United? I'd like Ronaldo, and I think it's realistic. It is realistic. He might go to Paris Saint-Germain. I think there's a good chance he does leave Juventus. I think Man United will get Sancho. The question then is, what defender do they get? Because Varane is starting to look a little unlikely. So it could be Pau Torres, who plays for Spain. And plays for... we lost to them in the final of the Europa League, and I can't remember who it is now. That's how bad my memory can be at sometimes. Yeah, Pau Torres. Ben White is another name that keeps getting mentioned, and I really like Ben White. He obviously plays for Brighton. So, who's the other one that got mentioned as well? Koundé. Koundé was the other one I saw get mentioned. So, there's a few out there. Central defenders that United need to try and get a hold of. But Varane would be the number one that we would like. And we need a central defensive midfielder. I don't think we're going to get Declan Rice. I would love Phillips. I know it's only been one amazing performance, but holy flippity-doodah. What a player. We know how good he is defensively. And now he's driving forward and creating chances like he did for Sterling. Yeah, Phillips, man, he's well on my radar. So, obviously, I'd love Declan Rice as well. There's a few. I mean, I know Basuma keeps getting mentioned a lot, but... So, yeah, would Ronaldo be nice? Absolutely. Of course, Ronaldo would be nice. I'd love to have Ronaldo back. I mean, we'd get him for free, I think. I think we would get him for free. I'm not sure. Because I think his contract's up, isn't it? So, I mean, obviously, he's going to have high wages, but whatever. It's Ronaldo. So, if United sign Ronaldo, that'd be amazing. If they can get Sancho, that'd be amazing. But still doesn't fix that big problem that is the central defender and the defensive midfielder. So, we've got to get those two areas fixed for Man United. KP to United is unlikely with the Leeds connection, but I'm in love with him ever since the Championship days. Well, I wouldn't rule it out. I mean, I know Leeds aren't going to want to strengthen us, and they're not going to want to do deals. But if it's a good offer, and they can, get some good money for him, and then reinvest it into their team, I think business is always going to talk. They sold us Cantona, so there has been deals done between the two sides before. So I wouldn't rule it. I wouldn't rule it out, to be honest, just because of that. Is it a bit trickier? Sure. Will they make us pay over the odds? Sure. But if he is the right player, and say we can't get Rice, say Basuma moves, we can't get Basuma, we can't get Rice. If Phillips is an option, I wouldn't rule it out. Let's put it that way. Days, here's the Man United news. Sancho is coming, not announced yet. Trippier, 20 million rejected. Varane, Koundé and Mings are targets. Arsenal is budget 40 million for White. I think Ronaldo will go to Man City 100%. Well, I mean, it's going to be really interesting. I do think these championships are obviously a little bit in the way. They're brilliant. We absolutely love them. So I'm absolutely here for them. But they're a little bit in the way when it comes to all the juicy transfer news. Because I do think quite a few deals are being held up. We've got to wait for the European Championships to finish before we actually get stuck into, the new Premier League season. But I love watching Premier League football. It's always on in the background. But it's never something I can sit down and really invest all my time into, because we do so much streaming and there's so much that happens on the channel. But I said in the last one, I think the fantasy game for the Euros so far has proved to be a massive success. So many people asking me questions about it, and engaging in conversations about it. People just love playing these fantasy games. So I'm really tempted to do it for the Premier League season, and I could see us doing that because I play it anyway. So it's it doesn't make any difference to me. LSW says, I think the loser will lose and the winner will win. UFC would get knocked out in 10 seconds by Francis Ngannou. Ronaldo will go to Sporting Lisbon to finish where it started, said DB Mikey. Lewis said, have you heard that Ashley Young could go back to Villa? I have heard that, yes. I have heard that. I don't know if that's... I don't know how Villa fans would feel about that. He's obviously bringing a lot of experience, but I think Villa have done a very good job with their recruiting last season. They really brought in some great players. Martinez in goal in particular. And obviously Ollie Watkins, brilliant signing as well. So I kind of feel that if the numbers look good, or if he fits what they feel they need, then it's a good signing. But to be honest, I wouldn't bring him back just because of who he is. So I don't know, if I was a Villa fan, I'd be a little bit split on it. But just because I think what you did last summer, recruitment-wise, worked, you just need to do more of that. And I don't know that Young really fits more of that, if that makes sense. High Flyer said, my team Doncaster are looking bright in the window. Our new gaffer is an ex-player and the championship would be nice, says High Flyer. Wolfpack says, Cantona, he bicycle kicked a fan. I don't think he didn't bicycle kick a fan, did he? He kind of kung fu kicked a fan, really. Straight in. Crystal Palace fan just said something to him, and he ended up drop kicking him, single leg drop kick, bit of a kung fu maneuver. It was brilliant. I know you shouldn't condone violence or whatever, support violence, but it was pretty funny. Lewis says, nice to hear you talk about Villa. I think he would be a good signing. We need that bit of experience. Fair play. Harley said, Days, City's last 6 games are Wolves, Watford, Leeds, Newcastle, West Ham and Villa. So that is a pretty good end for City. That is a good end for City. I'm just going to have to hope that City have lost it by the time they even get to that point. That's all I can hope for. DB Mikey said, Phil Foden gives me Gaza vibes. Kid's going to be the next Scholes. Haroon said, WWE needs Jurgen Klopp. Would you give him up, though, Haroon? Would you be willing to let Jurgen Klopp leave Liverpool? Tall Paul says, go Palace. That's a good emoji. The eagle emoji is really good, isn't it? We're still, if you are just joining us, we're still 20 minutes away from the game. We have kind of previewed the game. We know how important this is. I was really impressed with Italy. I got a couple of Italian players. I'm really hoping that Berardi is in amongst the goals. I don't really care for Switzerland, to be honest. I don't really care for Switzerland. I think they're fine, but I think Italy have already got 3 points, and I can't see them getting knocked out now. They would have to lose to Switzerland and then lose to Turkey, and even then I don't think they get knocked out because they've beat Turkey. So at this point, I think me trying to wish that Italy get knocked out the group stage is a bit redundant. I think I've just got to accept they're through, so I might as well just cheer for my fantasy players, because normally I'd be sitting here cheering for Switzerland, hoping they could get rid of Italy for us, but I don't think it's going to happen. I want to see Mount, Grealish, and Foden together. Mount, Grealish, Foden would be good, but, I mean, all credit to Gareth Southgate, because Sterling did really well. His pace was a real problem for Croatia. So, he got it right. No denying he definitely got that team selection right. Crazy Ginge Jake Holden says Fabian Schär, their centre-back, is a beast. Athol said, even though Connor is small, he could knock out Roman Reigns in seconds. Joe said, is Days drinking vodka from a mug? Yeah, some of that warm black vodka. Keeping me awake, keeping me going. Sterling is great, says Harley. Crazy Ginger Jake Holden said, I've got Insomnia, Shalini, is it? Florenzi, Mbappe, Sakiri, and Shah for this game. How have you got... Is that... You've got... What? You only allow 3 players from one team. So have you got 3 Italian players and 3 Swiss players? Wow. Lewis said, those 3 together are the secret for the final. Jordan said, Days, do you want to see Brock Bobby at SummerSlam? Sure. If the story is built well. I just hope it's good creative, But, I mean, in all fairness with that, you don't need too much of a build because the match will kind of sell itself anyway. But, I'd like to see that match. James Chadwick, shout out to you. Christian said, my players starting are Insigne and Immobile. DB Mickey said, big boost into Friday. It's going to be a whitewash. Are there any Scottish fans here? It's going to be 5-0. Italy could be underdogs to go far. LSW said, Days, I think the name Arsenal sounds the coolest. I have one question. What is in their Arsenal? Not much at the moment. It's a bit of an empty Arsenal at the moment. They have really struggled in recent times. I think that is true. I think there's a lot of people that do pick teams on names, don't they? So I think that's why Hull were so desperate to be known as Hull Tigers, was it? They wanted to be Hull Tigers because they thought the name would attract more fans from around the world. Because fans, I think, do that. They look at, I should imagine Wolves have probably picked up quite a few international fans, because Wolves is quite a good name. But yeah, Arsenal's pretty good. But their team, they've done well throughout their history, but past couple of years they've really struggled. And they've got a player called Aubameyang, who is a really good player, who is kind of a winger midfielder that can play up front. Used to get 20-odd goals a season, then last year just really struggled really struggled. They're kind of going through a bit of a change at the moment. They have a relatively new manager who's quite inexperienced, and the team is not very settled, and they've got some players coming through. They've got good players. They've got a decent side, but just has not clicked. Sometimes it can click and they can beat like City and they can beat United, but then against like the weaker sides, it can just all fall apart. So I don't actually know where they finished, but I know it wasn't in the European places. It was like 10th or something last year. So Arsenal really struggled. I'm going to go 2-1 for either team, says James Chadwick. What wrestler could be a good boxer? Corbin. Corbin was a Golden Gloves boxer, wasn't he? Bunker said Spinazzola. I got Spinazzola in my team, yes. He was one of my 2 transfers, actually. I took out a player that didn't play and I brought in Spinazzola, so that's how much I like him. DB Mickey said, I'm going 3-1 Italy. I hope we do get some goals in this. I mean, we have just seen a couple of goals. But, yeah, it'd be good if this would be like that Netherlands game. And there's going to be plenty of goals. Crazy Ginger Jake Holden said, I'm saying 1-1 or 0-0. I don't want 0-0. Italy have gone 9 games without conceding. 9 games without conceding for Italy. So, there we go. Imagine Corbin versus Jake Paul. Corbin would become the biggest babyface in an instant. What wrestlers could become footballers? I don't know. It's hard to know, isn't it? I mean, I kind of feel like a lot of the smaller guys. I mean, if you're big, you might be able to go in goal, or you might be able to be a central defender. But I kind of feel like some of the smaller guys, people that are quite quick and small. But it's hard to know. Are they going to be as quick if they're dribbling a ball? You know, someone like Leo Rush might have been quite interesting. There's like a tricky little winger, Leo Rush on the wing. But yeah, it's hard to say. Because there's a lot of skills that we just don't see. Like, I have no idea who can shoot a ball and what their accuracy is like and stuff like this. Because they're not really transferable, are they, to wrestling? Cesaro can kick decent, says Max. Days, are you going to stream AEW tonight? It's not on tonight. Apparently it's on Friday, so there is no AEW. We don't have another stream tonight. I'm actually going to use tonight to start my UFC research. Because I can't do it Friday night, because Friday night we've got England-Scotland, we've got SmackDown, and we've got AEW. So I can't do it Friday. Tomorrow, I might have some time to get some research done. But tomorrow, I think we got 2 games, Wrestling Escape Pod, a members stream. There's there's a lot. So tomorrow's stacked stream-wise. Friday is stacked. Saturday is a couple of games and UFC. So I looked at it last night. I was like, tonight is actually my only night, really, to get some proper research done. So this is our last stream of the day. Last stream of the day, and then I'm off to do UFC research. Austin said, I need to do UFC research after this as well. Ryan said, Kofi Kingston from outside the box with a Trouble in Paradise. I would like to see The Fiend do soccer. Imagine him wearing the mask and the attire. It would be fun to watch. Lewis said, has anyone watched Loki yet? I want to come to United. I want Lionel Messi to come to United. Dave William Regal is going to Newcastle. Ricochet as a winger. Miro as a goalkeeper. Kofi in midfield. Imagine Roman coming to the aid of Italy. Are you going to watch SummerSlam when SummerSlam happens? Yes. Yes. There is also a big fight that night as well, but, I mean, we will be watching SummerSlam. I mean, SummerSlam is going to be like WrestleMania this year, isn't it? It's going to be huge. So, we will be doing a watch-along for SummerSlam. Brock should do soccer. Brock would have to be like a central defender or something, just a big unit. The problem is he's not going to have much pace, is he? I don't think. Well, I say I don't think. He did play American football, so he might actually be quite deceptive. But there's going to be some strikers that will outpace him. Him against Sterling. Do you know what I mean? Sterling's just going to be... him against Dan James of Wales. Dave in real life, shout out to you. Hope you are well. Crazy Ginger Jake Holden said, I mean SummerSlam and UFC. Will you watch both at the same time? I'll have to have a look. Sasha Banks is going to Liverpool. I want to know who The Fiend is going to face at SummerSlam. What if he never comes back? Did you think about that? What if he never comes back? That'd be good, wouldn't it? John Cena Gamer says hello. Hello? Is it me you're looking for? Lewis said, would you rather play in the Premier League with a team of wrestlers or be in a King of the Ring tournament with footballers? Probably play in the Premier League because I'm not going to get us hurt, am I? I mean, even if I'm in like a King of the Ring tournament, I'm going to get hurt. Ollie, shout out to you. McLean said Andre the Giant should play for France. Austin says, stop it, Days. He will come back. It would not be okay if he didn't come back. Yeah, but we've got Alexa now. Haven't we? We've got Alexa Bliss. She's doing the Fiend stuff now. So all the Fiend fans out there have got like supernatural stuff with that. And, you know, a lot of people say that she does it better. She's got the same theme tune, hasn't she? And, you know, she's got the spooky stuff and everything. So you're not missing out on anything. I'm not sure he needs to come back. You've got that now. LSW said the Fiend will never come back. You got Alexa. I think that's why they've positioned her that way. Because they know the Fiend's not going to come back. So instead, they're just going to they're just going to run with the Alexa stuff instead. So, Papa says, what a performance from Gareth Bale, despite the miss. It's good. Yeah. I mean, the miss wasn't good, but still. The sweet Trini said, don't make me fly to England. Oh, you should come over. It's nice. You should come over. You'd like it. Brock Lesnar exports the best quality milk from his farm. Okay. And they actually come from his boobs as well. So. Rafa Benitez looks like he will... And Rafa Benitez looks like he will be the new Everton manager. Yeah, someone mentioned that in the last stream. McLean says we don't need the Fiend. Angelo Dawkins versus Otis is confirmed for SmackDown. Alexa Bliss to Liverpool. Okay, people are really enjoying this idea of putting wrestlers in football teams, aren't they? LSW said, what are your thoughts on Steve Bruce? I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Steve Bruce. Do you watch Mexican football? I don't. I struggle to find the time to watch English football. Imagine thunder striking the pitch and Zeus appears. Okay. NLW said, what channel is AEW on Friday? It is on, well, I don't know, actually. At TNT in America, if you're in America. If you're in England, then it'll be on Fight TV. Trini said, I have been. I've got family in Scotland and Manchester. That's cool. I'm sorry they're in Scotland, but, you know, someone's got to be. Mouldy Spoon said, Fiend didn't do Supernatural before Alexa came in. Think about that. There we go. Think about that. Watch out, there's a mouse behind you. Yeah, Austin, can I just say, and all the mods actually, on our Discord, I did click onto the mod thing, and it was full of little video clips of rats. And there was one actually running up a guy on a subway train. And it really, genuinely bothered me. Genuinely bothered me. Really bugged me. So, thanks. Fiend will go to Arsenal. Well, they are rubbish. Have you ever watched American football? Yeah, we watched the Super Bowl. And it was good. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I didn't quite understand it all, to be honest. I think the rules are a bit more complicated than football. Football's just get the ball in the goal. The offside thing I get is a bit like, huh? But with this, it's like 2 and 3, 10 and 4, 72 and 7, and all this kind of stuff. It's like, what? And it's just like timeouts all the time, and I was struggling, but I understand, you know what I mean? I know what a touchdown is. Glad we could help, says Anna. I didn't say, I'm not sure what helped. It warms my heart that it scared you. It didn't scare me. I wasn't, like, scared. I was just deeply upset. Tom Brady is the GOAT. Did you get my message about the guy that robbed WWE? He stole Sheamus's cross. I didn't, no. I'm a little bit behind on, like, Twitter and things like this. Cesaro is going to be rooting for Switzerland. He is, yeah. He is. He'll be watching this. Cesaro's a big football fan. Just like Drew, of course, and Sheamus. Sheamus will support... Who will Sheamus support, thinking about it? Probably anyone but England, Sheamus will support. WWE Central. Shout out to you, my friend. Appreciate the support. WWE Central says, how can I watch AEW live in the UK? Also, can you bring back toy hunts? So, I still haven't been vaccinated. In fairness, I have finally had my letter. So, I should get it done. But it's just like, when? When do I go and get vaccinated right now? Which I know is completely the wrong attitude. I'm fully aware of that. But it does also come back to when. So I do need to get that sorted, but I didn't want to really go and get it done until then. So toy hunts will come back as soon as that's sorted. How can you watch AEW live? It's on Fight TV, but you do have to subscribe. It's like $4.99 a month to watch live. Otherwise, I think it gets shown on like ITV at some random times, but it's not live. I got my second shot. It's great, says LSW. Did you like how WWE debuted Pippa Niven? Not massively. I thought she looked good. I mean, she's, you know, obviously a big girl. She's got a very distinctive look. She looks like your stereotypical kind of old school female wrestler. You know, I look at her and I think Bertha Faye. I think Bull Nakano. I think Aja Kong. Do you know what I mean? I think those kind of names. And they're all quality names. So, I like her. I don't know, putting her with Eva makes a lot of sense. And, I don't know. I think there's definitely a way you could have brought her up better than that. But, yeah. I'm sure she's not complaining. Austin said, I want to see Eva Marie wrestle. So do I, actually. So do I. I want to see her take on The Fiend and win. I'd love to see Eva Marie take on Alexa. Smash Alexa. Just absolutely mash her up. I'll tell you now, if Eva Marie faces Alexa, mashes her up big style, just grabs Lily, just shoves it where the sun don't shine, smashes her apart, calls out the Fiend. Fiend comes back, and then she mashes him up as well. I'll become the biggest Eva Marie fan. That is probably the only way she can win me over now. That's probably the only way she can win me over. I want Eva to squash Asuka. Oh, but that won't happen, will it? Asuka's a good wrestler. Asuka can wrestle. Actually, you know, when the bell sounds, you can actually put on a good match. If it's Eva versus Alexa, I'm cheering for Eva. Harley said, didn't Days say he would be an Alexa stan if Alexa destroyed Eva? No. No. Things Days definitely never said. Billy Kay or Mandy Rose? Billy Kay. Mouldy Spoon said, I'd like to see Asuka in catering forever. Leave the Fiend alone. But the problem is that if you want Asuka to leave the Fiend alone, she can't go to catering, can she? If she goes to catering, that's exactly where she'll find him. Hey, listen, this isn't a wrestling stream. The gloves are off. The gloves are off. Boo, 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 boo. Boo, 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 boo. Supernatural wrestling sucks. It doesn't belong in WWE. Boo, 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 boo. This is therapy for me. Go get him, Days! Yeah! Boomer, boomer, boomer. Here we go, boomer, boomer world order. Boomer world order unite. Days, they never build up young up-and-coming talents in football. They always have the same teams winning. Oh, it's bad booking, isn't it? Bad booking. I got vaccinated 2 doses in January from India. I got COVID but haven't had a symptom at all. Sting or Stone Cold? I would go probably Stone Cold because of his impact. I can't imagine wrestling without Stone Cold. Imagining wrestling without Sting is a little easier. So I'd have to say Stone Cold. But personally, I probably prefer Sting. BWO for life. McLean says F. BWO. Right, here we go. We're about to get underway. So, we are about to get underway with our second match of the day. Come on, Italy. I need some fantasy points here. Desperately need some fantasy points. How long we got? We've got a minute. We're just waiting for the clock. Yeah, Switzerland struggle to score. We're in Rome. It's very empty. This doesn't even feel 25% full. It feels like 10% full. They're saying that the commentators are saying they're not expecting it to be 0-0. If Italy can play anything like they did against Turkey, this should be good. Tall Paul said, I'm booking an England trophy win this summer, but I'm expecting a heel turn from typical Germany. Ric Flair or Ricky Steamboat? Oh, it's Flair. Flair's maybe the greatest of all time. Early set piece for Switzerland. The Switzerland shirt is beautiful. White shirt. Red highlights. Looks really cool. Ball whipped in to the centre. Headed away by Italy. Seth Rollins isn't popular anymore. Oh, the commentator said there's a bit of a wrestling match down near the touchline. Couple of guys really getting quite close to each other. So there we go. Wrestling already being mentioned in this game. We're only a minute in. Edward Brown said, Days, I'm lucky I'm having a Chinese. Oh, you are lucky. You are lucky. Harley said, Days, so you're saying Eva wouldn't beat Asuka because Asuka is good, but she could beat Alexa. So you're saying Alexa is bad, also meaning you think that Nia is bad. Oh, wait, you're right. Heather says, to be honest, Italy was in really bad shape last year during the pandemic. Maybe they're keeping it restricted. Yes, they were. I remember they were like one of the first to go into like a national lockdown, weren't they? All right. So Switzerland on the ball. There, Italy though managing to get a hold of it. Ball played over onto right hand side. Berardi, go on Berardi, go on Berardi. I think we've got Berardi in the old Euro team. Come on, Italy, says Hayden. What's your prediction? Ghoul Lull. I've got Italy winning. Hopefully something like 2-0. Hopefully 2 goals for Berardi. Seth's star power has fallen a little, to be honest. Is Cesaro winning this? I don't think so. He's certainly watching it. Ball goes out and back to the Italian goalkeeper. Are WWE touring the UK? No, there's no announcement of that. Yeah, the Swiss team is compact and stubborn and hard to break down, and it might take a little while to get that first goal. Nice. Pass played down. Switzerland have got the ball at the moment. Switzerland have started brighter. Onto the inside. Lovely pass into the centre, but nicely cleared by Italy. Italy have got lots of players behind the ball. And Switzerland play it back to their goalkeeper. It goes all the way back to the Swiss keeper. Played along the back line. Hulk Hogan or The Rock? Hogan. Again, I can't imagine wrestling without Hogan. I can imagine it without The Rock. Because you had Stone Cold around. You know, the Stone Cold McMahon feud was sort of the big thing in the Attitude Era. Obviously, Stone Cold and Rock was like maybe second biggest, like right up there. And The Rock is certainly like the most charismatic person in the history of wrestling. But I don't even think you get to the Attitude Era if there's no Hogan. The man main evented WrestleMania 1, WrestleMania 2, WrestleMania 3, WrestleMania 5, WrestleMania 6, WrestleMania 7, WrestleMania 8. Won the title in the main event of WrestleMania 9. I mean, the whole first part of like WrestleMania was just built on Hulkamania. Head out onto the right-hand side. Italy on the ball into the Swiss half. 5 minutes gone so far. Hogan didn't draw like The Rock drew. I would need to see numbers on that, to be honest. I seriously wouldn't know the numbers. I seriously wouldn't know the numbers there. And I don't know how you could say that, because Hogan was the big star. People were buying tickets to see Hogan, but when The Rock was around, like Stone Cold was around, Triple H was around, Kane was around, Undertaker was around. So I don't know if that's true. How can you judge if The Rock drew more than Hogan? I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying my gut reaction is ticket sales in the 80s was built on Hulkamania, which was the hottest thing. He was like the guy at the very top, and no one came close. So only when you get into like maybe Warrior at WrestleMania, maybe Macho Man around WrestleMania 4 and maybe Warrior around WrestleMania 6. Maybe those are the only two that came close to Hogan. But even then, they're not on Hogan's level. But with The Rock, you've got Stone Cold, you've got Undertaker, you've got Triple H, you've got the whole Attitude Era. So I don't know how you could judge that. Whoever picks this game to win, Santino or Cesaro, says Ryan. Drew is the second top wrestler right now, says Ant. Yeah, Roman is undeniably the top right now. Ball bouncing out. The problem with Hogan is he became too big for the business, and it made him think he was untouchable and selfish. I think Spain are going to win the Euros, says Connor. Oh. Oh. I wasn't expecting that. Athol said, now if Hogan comes, no one's going to cheer him like The Rock or Stone Cold. Well, that's true because of obviously the comments that he made. I mean, he has definitely hurt his legacy. Definitely. I suppose, you know, if you get asked this person or this person, which is better or whatever, there's lots of different factors, isn't there? For me, I think impact on the business. And I think, you know, certainly if there's no Hogan, arguably you don't even get to The Rock. So I think about that kind of stuff. Whipping the ball into the centre. We're right on the edge of the Swiss penalty area. So many players back, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players behind the ball for Switzerland. Goes all the way back to the halfway line. So Italy having to look to try and build again. Into the centre. Lovely back heel. Berardi. Days, I'll give you a positive thought. Alexa and Shayna could have a great match, but there will be supernatural happenings during the match, and Shayna will be put on fire whilst goo comes out of her mouth. Brilliant. Undertaker is in the top 5 best wrestlers, says Ant. Max said that WrestleMania 9 with Yoko, Brett, and Hulk was horrible. I must admit, I didn't mind it at the time because I was obviously new to wrestling. I got into wrestling at the end of 92. So I'm finding out about wrestling. Because don't forget, there's nowhere... back in 92, 93, if you get into wrestling, right? Right, I like wrestling now. Yeah, wrestling's great. I like it. Well, what are you going to watch? What are you going to watch? Because it's not on TV. If it is, it's on Sky, and we didn't have Sky, and that was once a week. So I couldn't watch it on TV. I didn't have any videotapes, and certainly videotapes are like, what, back then, £20 each or something? So, like, you're going to get a videotape for your birthday, or you're going to get a videotape for Christmas. Do you know what I mean? Or save pocket money for weeks and weeks and weeks and try and get one. So I was just having to rely on going to Car Boots. Literally, that was it. Go to Car Boots and hope each weekend that you'd find a wrestling video that you didn't have or that you could afford. And in fairness, you could probably afford it because at Car Boots, videotapes were like 50p, pound, stuff like that. So that was a large part of my youth. A large part of like 93, 94 is like on a weekend, on a Sunday, going to a Car Boot and just hoping you can find a video. Talking to friends, seeing if they've got any videos, trying to see if you could borrow them, or I mean, it was just that. But I mean, it's such a different world now. There was no YouTube, there was no internet, there was no network. It was completely different world. Even our local video rental didn't have many wrestling videos, unfortunately. Our local video rental store, it had like a sports section, quite small. And then at the bottom, there was like 2 or 3 wrestling videos. That was it. And of course, you know, I think one of them I already had and I rented the other couple. But it was like, yeah, it's just... There just wasn't much available. So you're having to kind of learn as you go along. piece things together, speak to people and do the best you can, get magazines and talk to people, talk to friends, borrow videos, all that kind of stuff. And so for me, I didn't really know like how long Hogan had been around for, or how long Bret Hart had been around for, or I just knew that Hulk Hogan was a big deal. Ball played into the center, headed away. I just knew that Hogan was a big deal. So at the end of WrestleMania 9, when Bret loses the title to Yokozuna, I didn't mind Hogan coming out and saying, you know, let me have a go, let me have a shot. Like, as a youngster, you go, yeah, okay, see if you can do it. See if you can beat the big Yokozuna. And, of course, he does and all that kind of stuff. So, I must admit, the end of 9, when I was a kid, wasn't horrible to me in the slightest. But, and this is the but, once you start finding out about the backstage politics, once you start finding out that Hogan said he would drop the title back to Bret, and he never does, and you find out like that Hogan was refusing to put people over and was very protected and constantly winning, and it all gets a bit yeah, then it goes and plus also when you start looking at how great of a wrestler Bret was compared to say Hogan, and like the fact that Bret could wrestle and he always tried to do the right thing and do it the right way, and still Hogan's coming in and stealing that spotlight. As you get older and as an adult, you look at it now and you go, that sucks. That really sucks. But I must admit, as a kid at the time, I didn't mind it. Headbutt by Italy, header into the Swiss half. The ball around the halfway line at the moment. We've 13 minutes gone in this game. Let's just refresh the information. So far, quite close actually. 2 shots for Italy, but nothing significant. And as a result, it's obviously still 0-0. Possession 53-47. This is a very close game so far. 50-odd minutes, 15 minutes or so in. And very, very close game so far. Wrestling is more fun when you don't know the backstage stuff. That's true. That's definitely true. That's definitely true. When you don't quite know what's happening, and you don't know why. I mean, like when I was a kid, I believed it all. So, you know, you'd hear people say stuff, and you'd be like, "Is it? Is it?" And you'd have a little look, and you'd be like, And you couldn't quite tell, but then you might see something that doesn't look right, and you'd be like, maybe it's just that match because the other match didn't feel like it was. And then do you know what I mean? I mean, like now, I said the other day, I watch wrestling completely different to how I did as a kid. Completely different. And it isn't as fun. It isn't as fun as when you're a kid and you just... You know, you don't know what's better. I mean, like, imagine, I said before, imagine not being on social media. Imagine not interacting. And literally just, all you do is once a week, you sit down and you watch NXT. Well, last night you would have just had Samoa Joe walk out and it would be a big surprise and you would love it. And I loved it anyway. But that surprise had been spoiled days and days and days ago. Like, we were literally sat here waiting for him to come out. So, but imagine if you didn't know and his music hit. And all those returns and... Yeah. It would be better to just sit and just watch it. It is strange, isn't it? Because you don't get that with other shows. Do you know what I mean? You don't get rumours, really, for, like, Walking Dead. Or as far as I know, you don't. Rumours of, well, this person's going to die. And this is going to happen in this episode. And there's big rumours that this person's contract up, so they're going to be written out. I don't see any of that. Otherwise, like, it would ruin the storylines for, like, those shows as well. So, Wrestling is very strange like that. Switzerland on the ball in their own half. 16 minutes gone. I always compare watching wrestling without being on Twitter compared to now, and I enjoyed it more when I used to not know everything. Days, did an Edge's return get ruined? Yes. Edge at the Royal Rumble got ruined, but it wasn't, like, guaranteed. So it was one that I think was more expected because he'd done some at SummerSlam to show that he could compete. He speared Elias, I think, and that was the first time he'd got physical. And then there was like a few rumours that they were looking to bring him in. So tuned into Rumble. I don't remember 100% know him. Yeah, he's going to be there. Like 100% he's going to come out. But I remember it being like, who are you expecting? What surprise do you think you're going to get? And pretty much everyone was like Edge. But I mean, there's just endless examples. Endless examples of that kind of stuff, unfortunately. Days, do you agree that wrestlers are normally in their prime from their mid-30s to early 40s? I think so. There might be a few exceptions like Roman, Sheamus, Usos. A few examples like Roman, Sheamus, Usos, Owens, Zayn, Cesaro. I mean, I don't know what the prime is, really. I suppose by that age you know what you are, but... Oh, and a goal! It was a corner for Italy. And it's a goal for, is it Cellini? So a goal for Italy. Yeah, Cellini. It's just a corner that's whipped him. So the ball comes in. It kind of like, it doesn't get cleared. It just kind of comes down, really. It kind of hits a load of bodies. The ball just drops straight down. And Cellini is right there and just blasts it straight into the goal. Had to go, I think, through the legs of a defender, and there wasn't really any way that the goalkeeper could save that. So 1-0 already. They are checking the goal. I'm not sure what they're checking it for. I mean, wouldn't be offside. What's he checking it for? He's clearly not offside. So, handball? I think they might be looking for a handball. And it is a handball. Oh, this is why you hate VAR. Do you know what I mean? His run-off is celebrated. That is a wounder for the Italians. It's no goal. Goal disallowed. So when the ball comes in, we said it hits that group of players and just falls down. It sort of comes in and hits him onto the arm, and that's how it goes down. He didn't know anything about it. I mean, if I'm Italian, I'm fuming over that, to be honest. I don't think he's... It's not as if he's knocked it in his path or anything. Like, he's jumped up, the ball's come in, and it's like ended up kind of around this area, just around the shoulder. I need to see a replay of it, but it feels harsh. I'm angry, says Austin. Why are you angry? Did you have Cellini? Have you got Cellini in your team? David said, I had Cellini in my team. Goal, yeah. Disallowed. That's a bad call. It's not a handball. I don't think it's a handball. To be honest, I mean, I haven't really got a dog in this fight, so You know, if that was an England player, I'd be very upset. Austin says, I'm not really angry. VAR is working, though, in Premier League. It's horrible, says Ryan. JJB Gaming said that's a harsh call. It's almost 1 a.m. Tharuka, shout out to you. Have a good evening. Bit of drama in the game already. Ball played back into the Italian half. Italy should challenge. You can't really challenge it, can you? Can't really challenge it. Aaron says, do you do the watch-alongs for the PFL? What, the Premier League? What's the PFL? I don't know what the PFL is. Is that like the Premier Football League? Is that what it's known as or something? No is the answer, unfortunately. We're doing it for all of the Euros. I mean, I am really enjoying covering the football, but there's bigger channels out there that are doing that kind of stuff. Tharuka says, I don't think that was a handball because it was not intentional. Tall Paul said, I think it was the right call. Ryan said Samoa Joe needs to come out and choke VAR. LSW said, I invented VAR. Right, well, here come Switzerland whipping the ball into the middle, but there's absolutely no one there. Straight across to the other side, and there is a Swiss player that's managed to retrieve it. Ball into the centre, whipped in, but straight into the hands of Donnarumma. The PFL is MMA. Oh, we don't know. We only do UFC. I don't touch like any of the smaller organisations or anything like that. I just don't get time. We did watch one for a while. They're just showing the incident again. Do you do watch-alongs for the MSL? No, but unfortunately not. The ref messed up. Get Adam Pearce to make it right. Days, name the top PL owners. The top Premier League owners. The owners of Man City. The Saudi family, isn't it? Sheikh. I don't know what his name is. I don't even know what it is. Sheikh someone. Cheeky baby. I make you humble. Iron Sheik. Iron Sheik. I think it's the Iron Sheik. Jabroni. Tharuka said, it was a bit harsh. If I was an Italian fan, I would be really frustrated. You should stream Bournemouth games, says Badger and Bournemouth fan. Athol says, one heavyweight championship now is an Indian. Scott says, come on Hearts, come on Villa, come on Scotland. Okay, so halfway through the first half, quarter of the way through the game, 0-0. There's been quite a few disallowed goals in this tournament so far, hasn't there? Is Dave's going to do a stream for Italy versus Switzerland? Yep. Ball pumped into the midfield. Played out onto the right-hand wing. Berardi on the ball. Go on, Berardi. Go on, Berardi. Go on, Berardi! Go! Yes! Yes! Berardi gets an assist. I didn't see who actually put it in the goal. Look at that. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Was it Locatelli? Locatelli gets the goal after Berardi gets the assist. Right, are we going to count this one, or did someone sneeze? There's a VAR check because someone in the crowd actually blinked. So we are just checking to see if that's going to stand or not. Berardi, you sexy man. You sexy, sexy man. Locatelli. Go, Italia. There is Locatelli. Imagine if Roman was in this game and VAR screwed him. It's Santino 1, Cesaro 0. I don't even know. I was celebrating. I don't even know if I've got Berardi. I'm going to have a look right now. See who I've got. Please. Please have Berardi after I did that little dance. Don't take that dance away from me. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Berardi. Oh, yeah, and I got Donnarumma. Yilmaz. Yilmaz only got flipping 1 point. Yeah, I got 55 points in week 1. I mean, I got Donnarumma in goal. I got Spinazzola. I got Berardi and Yilmaz. Unfortunate. Right, well, hopefully Berardi gets some points for that. He should get an assist for that, shouldn't he? Come on, come on. Come on, game. Update. There it is. It just updated. 4 points is on right now, Berardi. Whoo! I'm loving this fantasy game. This fantasy game is it's good, isn't it? 4 points. Let's get some more points. I want them points, baby. Cellini is off injured. Ah. Italy look 100 times better than Spain. Days I got Berardi as well. But my Berardi is better than your Berardi. He could start his own drinks, couldn't he? He could have Berardi breezers. Onto the edge of the box, played into the centre. Out switches play. Berardi's on the ball again. Switches to the other side of the pitch. So almost half an hour gone. 1-0 Italy. Do you play the EPL fantasy? Yes. Chris said Days is like an addicted football hooligan. It really does make the games, though, doesn't it? I mean, we're watching this game, and it's fun to watch Italy anyway. But when you've got like a couple of players in your fantasy team and whatever, it really makes the tournament a lot more tense and enjoyable. Sonny said, I got short-term memory. I got to check out my football-playing peeps on the website. Can you name a wrestler that goes with each country in the Euros? No. Because I don't know any wrestler that comes from Slovakia. So, or North Macedonia. So, already I'm out. Rhea Ripley to Sevilla. Asuka to Everton. Austin said, did I have Locatelli? I don't know. I don't know what your team is, Austin. Ball out onto the wing for Switzerland. Sonny, shout out to you. Almost half an hour gone. Dave said, I've got Donatello in my Fantasy Turtles League. Not sure why I shared that info. Ant said, did you hear the rumours about Cena turning heel? Yeah. I don't know much about it. I don't know where them rumours came from. I think it was just someone mentioned it in the chat, to be honest. But I haven't seen any reports on it. I'm happy with my transfers made last week. One of them was putting me off. Henderson for England. He hasn't in England. And I got Berardi. I haven't played in the fantasy game. Can you tell me, is it good? Yeah, I really like it. I mean, you can join now, but it's a little bit late because you've missed the first week. And obviously, we're into week 2. But you could still have some fun with it. But you just go on to Euro Fantasy. I mean, probably best you put Euro 2020 Fantasy, thinking about it. And go onto the website, pick your team. And the code for our league is in the community post. Bro, Newcastle is now the richest in the world. They've been taken over by new owners worth 240 billion. Is that true? Is that true? I haven't seen that news. Has he sold? Has Mike Ashley sold? I thought Mike Ashley was still in charge. Switzerland on the ball, but it's in their half. John Cena needs to do the Doctor of Thugonomics again. Nice header. Italy on the ball. I would feel bad for Cesaro if Switzerland lose, says McLean. Ant said, do you think Rhea being champion has not been major like Asuka or Becky? WWE could do better. I think it's been difficult because I mean, her feud with Charlotte is the right feud, but it's just awful. It's an awful way that they've booked it with Nikki Cross being in the middle of it all. And, like, beating Nikki in 2 minutes, and it's just horrible. Italy to the back post, headed away by the Swiss defender. Italian player on the ball. Opportunity's gone. Ball gone back to the halfway line. Hayden says, come on, Italy. Sonny said, I have Chiesa, but he's not giving me any points. He keeps not playing. That's why he's not getting you any points, bud. He's not on the pitch. You might want to think about getting him out your team. I've not heard rumours of Cena turning heel. I've just heard people talking about it. Switzerland on the ball. Breaking forward. Playing it forward. We've got 6 Italian players back and they mopped that up very easily. Is the Rhea Charlotte feud? The Rhea Charlotte feud is terrible. I can't make sense of it. I've been trying to get him out. When you go onto the Euro Fantasy website, Sonny, let me talk you through this because I know you've struggled with this already. Hang on. Euro 2020 Fantasy, right? When I click on it, I'm already signed in. So, games. Switzerland on the ball and trying to go over the halfway line. But as soon as they get into the Italian half, it's very, very difficult for them. They have managed to get the ball over to the left-hand side. Ball into the centre, but it's blocked out. So, Sonny, when I click on the team and I can see my team, at the top in the white box, it says match day 1, match day 2, match day 3, match day blah, 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 yeah? If you click on match day 3, it actually says the words make transfers. So click on match day 3, white box, make transfers. And then just above that white box in the top right corner, it says make transfers. That's where you would go to make transfers. So click on the white box where it says match day 3, make transfers. And then in the top right corner, it says make transfers. That is where you go to make transfers. Berardi having a shot. Oh, if Berardi gets a goal, that would be wonderful. That would be wonderful. If Berardi could get something, that would help make up for the lack of something Yilmaz did. Still showing us 53-47 for Italy. I've got a great team in the Fantasy League when they decide to play. People have been talking about seeing a turn in here. I said it in an interview. Okay. Badger and Bournemouth says, do you think Wales will just pack the defence and go for a draw? They could do. I mean, in all fairness, it's going to be very difficult for them. Yeah, he fluffed that. Was that Spinazzola? Yeah, Spinazzola. I've got him in my team. If he'd have scored, that would have been amazing. He has just tried to flick and it's just rolled past the post. So Italy not too far away from getting a second. McLean said, this game is definitely not boring. After this match, though, it says I could sub them out. Yeah, you can sub out your players for people that you've got on your bench at the bottom. You've got 4 people at the bottom of the screen that don't get you any points. So you can always change your people on the pitch for those during, the game during the week. But someone like Chiesa, who hasn't played last week and he hasn't played this week, you've got to think, is he playing next week? Probably unlikely. I think almost certainly he's not in Italy's starting 11 now. So I would look at someone like that personally, and I'd get him out and get someone in that's getting points and playing. So he would be someone I would probably look to transfer. That is interesting. Who do you think will win, Italy or Switzerland? Italy, I think. Shaqiri is one to watch because shots don't lie. The shots don't lie. Coming up to the 40-minute mark. We've only got about 5 minutes left of this first half. Arthur says everyone is thanking only Roman is for SmackDown, but ratings are similar to Raw. You've been needing to do it. I shared the screenshot. Ball being played forwards. Italy attacking again on the left-hand side. Looks like it's going to be an Italy corner. That was Spinazzola. Working hard, isn't he, Spinazzola? Right, looks like it's going to be a corner to Italy. Italy have looked very good in this game again. Very comfortable. Don't think there's been a shot on target, has there, for Switzerland? They're just very organised, aren't they, Italy? They've got some good, really good players, but I think the work they do on the training pitch and the way they're organised, their tactics, I just think they get all that bang on. Pushed over, trying to get another clear. Looks like it's going to be another corner. Another corner for Italy, so a little bit of sustained pressure. Come on, Italy, says Indar Paul, the bloodline term. Roman carries SmackDown, says Austin. Badger and Bournemouth said, I'm one spot ahead of you in the fantasy game with 56 points. Well, good luck staying there, because I'm coming. I'm hunting you down. Ball whipped into the centre. Cleared away. Days, one time I went to an Italian restaurant called Italy. It's either a tacky name or a cute name. Italy. Welcome to Italy. I don't know how I feel. I don't know how I feel about that. I went to Olive Garden. That was okay. It was okay. It wasn't like the best meal I had when I was in America. Ball into an Italian player. Whips it across the box, but there's no one in there. Had to work so hard just to get on the end of it. Italy. I still don't know. I still don't know how to feel about it. Can I tell you that the letters on the back of the Switzerland jersey are lowercase? And I am now questioning, have I ever seen that before? Lowercase lettering on the back of the Switzerland jerseys? I don't know if I've ever seen that before. Do you know that Kumar Sangakkara is the first ever non-British president of MCC? He is one of the greatest cricketers of all time. Very cool. Into the centre. Long ball for Switzerland. And Donnarumma comes out. And because he's out of the penalty box, this is a fun rule that people might not know. But if the goalkeeper is out of the penalty box, he cannot use his hands. He cannot use his hands outside of the penalty area. So he was then. So he had to head the ball away. Italy didn't only put pineapples on pizza, but also on a calzone. Do people still like the bots in Discord, or are they boring? I mean, I spent a day with the pancake one, and that was fine. That was good. I enjoyed it, but then I feel like I did it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can do all the pancake stuff, but I ain't got time for that. So, I don't know. They all seem to do the same thing. The commands all seem to just be... I feel like we've got 3 bots that all do the same thing. So, if there was like a bot that did something different and interesting, I'd be... Maybe that would be a bit more interesting. I don't know. Days and his amazing football facts. Did I drop a football fact? I don't even know. Is that rule... Oh, about the goalkeeper being outside the thing. Is that rule just in the Euros? No, it's just in football. It's just football. Do people... Oh, we read that one. So, yes, we are just a minute away from the halftime score. Dank Mima is ruder and has more games. I found a couple of online games where you join Discord and you can play. Gatic, Scribble, Cards Against Humanity. Has that got a bot, has it? Never played it, but I understand that it's very popular. I don't know. We can find some. If you find some more bots, we can vote on the next one for tomorrow's members stream. Right, we've got about 15 seconds or so till half time. 20 odd seconds, and looks like it's going to be 1-0. I think of this as a 90-minute Ironman match, and Santino is winning 1-0. Who do you think is the top women's wrestler right now in WWE? It's hard not to say either of the champions, to be honest. Like Bianca and Rhea, because I think they are both being positioned as the 2 big females in each brand. Obviously, Charlotte's around, and obviously Bayley's around. It's Bianca, Bayley, Charlotte, Rhea, isn't it? Two minutes added on. Alex said, all these years, I thought Jorginho was Brazilian. Well, makes sense. 3-on-3. Just a little bit scrappy now. I think this is going to be 1-0 going into half-time. Is there a disadvantage if I join the Euro thing now? There will be, unfortunately, because you've missed out on the first week, so everyone will have got points for week 1. You also won't get any points for week 2 because your week 2's already started. So that's 2 weeks worth of points that you will have missed out on. So you will, I mean, you could join and, you know, if anyone's had a bad couple of weeks, you could try really hard just to not finish bottom. I know that doesn't sound like much fun, but at least it'll give you something to try and do. But actually winning the league now, I think there's too many points to try and claw back to try and get that higher. I just don't think you'd do it. So, yeah, you're not going to win it. But I think if you set yourself a little target of, can I make sure I don't finish last in this league? Or, you know, then you might get something from it. Okay, so that half has ended, and it is 1-0 to the Italians. Obviously, they had the ball in the net twice, but that other goal didn't count for handball, which I do think is quite controversial. But quite gripping, quite interesting, and certainly very good news for me because I've got Berardi. He picks up an assist, and he gets 3 of them sexy points. And also, if they cannot concede, then Donnarumma, the Italian goalkeeper, is going to get points, and Spinazzola's going to get points. So right now, this game is pretty good. I just need, say, a Berardi goal in the next half, and that'll do me, to be honest. If Roman gets both Hakami and Haaland, I expect us to win more titles. Halftime scores. Would you go to the final at Wembley if you could get a ticket? Probably not, to be honest. I think that I would be a good person to have in the crowd because I think I can certainly make noise and I'll cheer on the boys and they'll know about it. So I think from that point of view, you know, I'll play my part. Don't you worry about that if I was to go. That seat will not be wasted. I will not just be sitting there going, come on, England. So from that point of view, I think I'd be quite good. But, no, I mean, as much as I would love to, like, go, certainly if I was going with, like, friends, and it was, like, you know, like that, then it would be really cool. But I'd much rather just, I think, watch it. Well, ideally in a pub, really. I'd love to be in a pub with loads of people around, but obviously we're going to stream it. If we were in a pub, you wouldn't hear me. So, could you imagine if I took a laptop? I could easily would not be a problem to take the camera, the laptop, the microphone, and be in a pub. That wouldn't be a problem at all. Well, the pub might have an issue. And trying to find a seat in there would be difficult. But you wouldn't hear me. You just wouldn't hear me. But yeah, when England win it, it is just going to be magical. Sonny says, I'm not sure, but you could go into voice chat, get a private room, share the link, and play along. I don't like Charlotte, but I think Charlotte is the number one, says Ant. Harley said, Austin hit me in the eye. Can you put him in timeout? I think there's a real good chance that you deserve it, to be honest. Austin said, Days would get kicked out. I would love to see that on camera. Me being like dragged out. A pub quiz. Dave said, imagine a live stream from a pub. That would be epic. And it would be quite difficult to cancel out all the swearing. Yeah. True. It would be good from a pub. Lewis said, Italy played very well. I think they'll get to the semis. They have played very well. You are absolutely right. They have played very, very well. They've really not given Switzerland much of an opportunity, to be honest. I mean, if I was Italian, I'd feel very comfortable right now. I don't think I've got more players from a single team than I have for Italy. I've got a midfielder, a defender, and the goalkeeper are all Italian. I think Charlotte is the greatest of all time. Do you agree? She's in the conversation. I think a lot of people would say Trish, but Charlotte has won multiple championships. She's been a part of multiple first-time matches. I'm thinking like Hell in a Cell. I'm thinking Royal Rumble. I'm thinking... Has she been in Money in the Bank? I can't remember if she was in Money in the Bank or not. But there's been a lot that women have done in recent years that they weren't able to do before. And, Charlotte has won the Royal Rumble. Trish never did that. I think even Charlotte might have won more world championships as well. And there's no denying she's very good in ring. Very, very good in ring. She's had multiple WrestleMania appearances. So, it's hard to argue against Charlotte, to be honest. People will say that she's overpushed. But she's got it all. Good promos, good matches. Won the Rumble. Been at WrestleMania. Multiple-time champion. Yeah. She's got to be in the conversation. Nuclear bomb detectives uncover a secret population of blue whales hiding in the Indian Ocean. Austin said she wasn't in the first Royal Rumble because she was champion, but she was in the first Money in the Bank and WrestleMania. She has won Royal Rumble, though, hasn't she? She won it last year. So, again, I'm just comparing her really to Trish, because I think most people would say Trish is the best ever. So I'm just trying to think about things that she's achieved that Trish hasn't, and that certainly would be one. Harley said, I've got 2 England, 2 Spanish, 2 Portuguese, 2 French, 1 Hungary, 1 Italian, 1 Ukraine, 1 Netherlands, 1 Switzerland, 1 Austria, and 1 Croatia. Ryan said, Fabulous Moolah would have beaten them all, no cap. Yeah, I mean, the only problem with Moolah is that she booked... She made herself champ and then wouldn't lose the belt for her, 30-odd years or whatever, so she's kind of one of her biggest things is the fact that she was a women's champ for 26 years or something crazy like that. But she was the person that used to provide women's wrestlers to all the different wrestling companies. So if you had your own territory, you didn't have women's wrestlers on your roster because they weren't really part of wrestling. They were sort of you would go and call up Moolah and say, look, can you get me a couple of girls? I want a girls match. I'm going to put on a girls match next week. Can you bring me a couple of girls over? And she'd be like, yeah, I've got a couple of girls. I'll send them up. And so Moolah would send them. And if they wanted the women's champion, they'd be like, look, can we get yourself and, get a match booked? And so they would then have the NWA women's champion, the Fabulous Moolah, against whoever, and, they'd have a big match that way. So it's a bit tricky. When it comes to Moolah, she's massively influential. Massively influential. I mean, the women's WrestleMania Battle Royal was called the Fabulous Moolah Battle Royal, and there was a big backlash against it because obviously there's been reports and allegations that she mistreated the women that she was looking after and booking and responsible for, and she used to take a cut of their pay and all of this. So there was obviously a lot of reports of that, and there was a big backlash, and so WWE didn't go that way in the end. That's why the trophy looks so rubbish. That's why the name is so uninspiring. You've got the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal and the Women's WrestleMania Battle Royal, but it was meant to be the Fabulous Moolah Tribute Battle Royal. That didn't obviously come off, and they had to change courses, so it's hard to know where she is now in the standing. Was she mentioned during that top 50 women's wrestlers? When they did recently the top 50 women's wrestlers, did they mention the Fabulous Moolah? I honestly don't know. I'd be interested to know. Let's have a look. Top 50. Top 50 women's wrestlers. WWE top 50 women's wrestlers from Becky Lynch to blah blah blah. Let's go down. Trish, according to WWE, Trish was 1, Charlotte was 2, Becky was 3, Chyna was 4, Asuka was 5, Sasha was 6, Alundra Blaze 7, Lita was 8, Ronda was 9, Bayley was 10, Beth Phoenix 11, Mickie James 12, Alexa Bliss 13, Victoria 14. Any Fabulous Moolah. Bull Nakano at 29. Legend. No. Fabulous Moolah. No. Fabulous Moolah. Well, do you know who else was missing? Flipping Sensational Sherry. I'm sure there's no Sensational Sherry, which is it's an oversight. Don't WWE, do not come at me telling me that Sonya Deville is more important to the history of women's wrestling in WWE than Sensational Sherry. Do not come at me telling me that Lacey Evans at number 39 was more important than Sensational Sherry. Do not come at me, WWE, telling me that Carmella was more important at number 34, right? I am not buying this. You can sell it all you want, but I am not buying it. I mean, honestly, don't even come at me telling me that Shayna Baszler is more important. Don't tell me Alexa Bliss is more important. Yeah? Don't tell me that... I'm getting down to the top 10 now, in all fairness. I really would have Sensational Sherry right up there. Right up there. Trish, Charlotte, Becky, Chyna, Asuka. Okay, these might be. Sasha, Alundra, Lita, Ronda. Maybe not Ronda. I reckon Sensational Sherry should be within that top 15. So there we go. That was that conversation. That list next year, Eva Marie is going to be number 1 for sure. Is Mae Young on there? No Mae Young. No Mae Young. Days, who are the worst 3 women wrestlers? Don't know, but what do you mean right now? I don't know. Because they keep... yeah, it'd probably be 3 girls down in NXT, wouldn't it? That are still learning. So... they should call it the China Memorial Battle Royal, says James Chadwick. They should call it the China Memorial Battle Royal. You're absolutely right. I think they didn't because of her, like, adult film past, and it's only been, like, really recently we've started to see figures and merch, and maybe they would look to do that now. Vince will put his golden boy Roman at number 1, says Athol. Mickey was supposed to be used as a star in WWE, but she's a jobber. They've used her terribly. McLean said worst 3, Nia, Eva, Alexa. Badger Bournemouth says, who's your favourite wrestling manager of all time? Bobby the Brain. Bobby the Brain Heenan is the best wrestling manager of all time. I don't even think that's debatable, is it? Is there anyone that would say different? I mean, maybe people now might be tempted to say Paul Heyman, but he ain't no Bobby the Brain. Even Paul Heyman's going to tell you he is no Bobby the Brain. They're saying this is brilliant for Wales. They'll be cheering Italy on tonight. Classy Freddie Blassie. What, do you really think Classy Freddie Blassie was a better manager than Bobby? I respect that, if so. To be fair, Alexa has accomplished unlimited things. She's a big star, She's a little more important. Come at me. I hate grass. Let's argue. I don't need to argue. You said she's accomplished unlimited things. People will say Paul Heyman if they don't know Bobby the Brain, says Austin. Evan said, Days, are you going to do a watch along for Netherlands versus Argentina? They're not playing, but they're in different they're in different competitions. I don't even... Are Argentina even in the Copa America? I don't even know if Argentina are in the Copa America. Dave said worst is Tamina with that awful frog splash. Right, second half coming up. Italy have not conceded a goal in 920 minutes. Try and name everything that Alexa has done. I don't want to think about her. Dave said, Jimmy, Malford the South is worth a shout. Austin said, I like the conversation the chat is having during half-time. We have had some good conversations at half-time, actually. I tell you, there is a big positive about these football streams, and that is that it's nice that we've got a community that are into football, and we're here for the football. We're here for the matches. We're watching them when there's a goal, when there's a close, decision, when there's, an attack that's happening or something like this. We're here for it. But otherwise, we just go where the conversation goes. They're kind of nice and chilled, aren't they? I do like these football streams. I don't think they're very good for people that don't normally join us. Do you know what I mean? If you're new to the channel and you stop by and we're chatting away about wrestling, but it's all football themed, I should imagine there'll be quite a few people that are just like, yeah, this isn't for me. But we can't worry about that, can we? Right, corner already to Switzerland. Please don't score. Please don't score. Ball whipped in. Goes out and, never any danger. Sam says, how are you? I'm good, thank you. I've got a busy night ahead. As soon as we're done with this, I've got to start doing UFC research for the weekend. Get some more thumbnails done and all of that. So, yeah, pretty busy evening ahead. So even though this is our final stream of the evening, it's certainly not going to be reflective of how busy I'm going to be. Looks like it's going to be a throw-in. Does anyone know, is tonight's Wrestling Escape pod, or is that tomorrow? It's tomorrow. It's always on a Thursday. Can you explain about how to choose players in the Euros? The best thing to do is to just, now it's started, have a look at who's got the most points. When you go on, it should tell you, it should have like goalkeepers ranked by points and defenders ranked by points, and you'll be able to see who scored the most points in week 1. So that's going to help you pick players that are playing, and also players that have had an impact on at least the first game. So that's a good starting point. And then, obviously, if you've got any kind of knowledge of football, there might be a certain player that might not have done very well in week 1, but you know that they're going to be good week 2, week 3. Nice defending there by Italy. Goes back to a Swiss player. Switzerland pumping the ball into the centre, headed away. So Switzerland on the front foot for these first few minutes. What I meant by unlimited is I can't name everything that Alexa has done. Days, what's your favourite tree? I have no idea. I have no idea. I was trying to think if there was a wrestler that was like named a tree, or if they had a nickname of a tree or something like this. But I can't think of any. Days, who do you like in the UFC? I like Thug Rose. I'm a big Thug Rose fan. I like her story. I like watching her fight as well. She's a good fighter. Really good striking. Constantly improving. But I love her story as well. She's a very interesting person. So, is this going to be a yellow card for a Switzerland player? Yes. Gavranovic gets a yellow. Yeah, his studs up. I mean, I do think that Bonucci kind of over-egged that a little bit. I think Bonucci kind of played that up. Look, now he's hobbling. He's hobbling away. I'm a Yadong fan, says Dave in real life. I don't think so, Jacko. I really don't think so. So, Italy have got the ball. Play it back to Donnarumma. Don't mess this up, Donnarumma. Ball goes out to the right-hand side, into the centre. Switzerland doing a much better job of pressing right now, but... oh, that was bad. That was bad. That was not good play there. I think, was that Jorginho? Into the middle. Ball goes out. So we're in Switzerland's half. Change the half-time number. Yeah, good shout. Good shout. This is the second half. Haroon, shout out to you. There's a tree that I like that had flowers that smelt like root beer. No idea what that is. I think it's funny how In Your House is better than every show of Raw in 2021. Right, it's going to be a Switzerland free kick. So here we go. They pump it forwards. Play it over to the right. Ball bouncing around the Italian penalty half. But Italy managing to get a hold of it. Play it out. Some lovely passing. The passing here. Both of those players getting in each other's way a little bit. Was that Berardi on the ball? Some lovely passing. When they break, they're so elegant. Oh, what a goal! What a goal that is by Locatelli! What a goal! Oh my God, it's right on the edge of the box. He's just walloped it and it's gone beautifully into the corner. Pick that out, yeah. Pick that out. Goal! What a goal. Oh my God, Locatelli. I wish I had Locatelli in my team. 2 goals from Locatelli. Oh. I don't know who got the assist. Locatelli on devastating form today. Damn it. Should have brought in Locatelli. Insane goal. Little girl there with the Switzerland flag on her cheeks. Still smiling. Into the centre. Yeah, the great thing about Italy is even though they're 2-0 up, they're going to work so hard. They're so proud of keeping clean sheets. Did you know Baron Corbin was the last person to win Roman? Football Beauty said, I picked Locatelli. Oh, wow, you're doing really well. You're doing really well. Can you tell me about good players to captain? Well, the best thing to do is just try a different person each day. So pick whoever you think will be the best person on the first day. If it doesn't work, then have a look who's playing the second day. Because you can actually change it each day. Ball goes out. So Locatelli getting his second. Who got the assist, though? I don't think it wasn't Berardi. So I know a lot of you want me to do well. I know a lot of you out there are hoping that I get more points. But I'm sorry to report I don't think that was Berardi or a player that I had. Yeah, no player that I had. Show match details. The assist was Barella. So 2 goals for Locatelli, 1 assist by Berardi, 1 assist by Barella. Don't worry, Wrestling Days fans out there. You know, there's still a bit of time. I'm sure Berardi will get another chance later in the game. So I just want to pass you in the league, says Austin. Barella got the assist. Thank you. Did you know that Ronaldo cost Coca-Cola 5.6 billion on their stock price because he told people to drink water instead of Coke? That is influence, isn't it? That is some serious influence. That's not good for Coke, is it? There must be that is a big problem, isn't it? Because they've actually spent money to sponsor this tournament. And because they've sponsored the tournament, that's happened, and now they've lost 5-odd billion. Obviously, they'll get it back. It will bounce back, but still, that's a pretty rubbish return, isn't it? 55 minutes gone in the game. It's Italy 2, Switzerland 0. 2 goals for Locatelli. Ronaldo isn't wrong. Coke is bad for you. AG Game said, is the fantasy football only UK island? No. Italy playing the ball around at the back. My favourite fighter is Shane. His strikes are godly. Under his Barella. Ella. Yeah, that is Rihanna's favourite player. Barella, Ella, I am still here. Gareth, shout out to you. Hope you are well. Diego said, drink water and a fine malt. Hey, I didn't know there was a whiskey emoji. That's amazing. I've got some, do you know what? I might treat myself to a little whiskey tonight. I've got some of that, I've got some of that special stuff, the old Conor McGregor stuff, you know. Hey, got a little bit of that upstairs. Might have a little tipple. Heather says Coke will bounce back, but Simon Miller reported on what Ronaldo said this morning. I thought it was funny. Adil said, trend continues. First was Ronaldo, and then Pogba removes Heineken bottle. Big respect for Pogba coming from a Liverpool fan. Right, Switzerland make a substitution. Italy on the ball. We're in Switzerland's half. What does whiskey taste like? It can be... it can taste very different. I mean, you can get quite smoky whiskies if they're... so, very strong. Very, intense. Quite smoky. You can get some smoother ones as well, though. It really depends. There's lots of different kinds of whiskey. You can get, Islay whiskies and Highlands whiskies, Lowlands whiskies, Speyside whiskies. There's lots of different... ball whipped into the middle. Lots of different whiskies that you can get. So you have to just find the one that really suits your taste, your palate. But I still haven't, to be perfectly truthful, I still haven't really found the whiskey that I like. I like Jack Daniels and Coke, but like a single malt on its own, where you could drink it with water, or maybe a bit of root beer, or you could just drink it on the rocks, which means just have it with ice. I haven't really found that whiskey yet, to be honest. I don't mind whiskies. I like whiskies. I definitely think there's a whiskey out there for me, but no, it's an acquired taste. I'm not sure you would like it, to be honest, Sonny. Jack Daniel's sours just hit different. Crazy Ginger Jake Holden said, I like bourbon whiskey. Switzerland have got the ball in the midfield at the moment. We're almost an hour gone in the game. Jim Beam is good. Have you ever tried that? I think I've tried it, but I can't remember it blowing my mind. I went through a real phase when I was younger, because when you a young man in the world, you try all the alcoholic drinks and whatever. I went through a real phase of trying like a lot of different whiskies. I went to Edinburgh, actually went to a whiskey tasting thing. And the thing with that is you actually go around a factory. You don't spend long around the factory. Obviously, the main reason you go is to find out about the different whiskies, try a few different whiskies, and then you see one of the world's biggest whiskey collections, which was amazing. And then you go to like the bar, and it's like really cheap. I mean, still, you're spending a lot of money, but they don't really charge like too much more than what the actual whiskey costs. And they've just got all the whiskies from around the world. I mean, you can literally try anything. They've got everything. And the great thing as well, Shaqiri with a shot and goes well over. The other great thing is you can say to the barman, you're like, right, I really want something that's not harsh. I'd like something, that's going to be quite easy to drink. Maybe something with a slight, maybe vanilla tone, or something that's not going to be like, I don't want smoky, I don't want like woody or anything like this. Give me something that's like a vanilla or a chocolate or something. I've got a bit of a sweet tooth. And the barman will be like, yeah, I know the one. And he'll get you a whiskey. And the thing is, if you drink it expecting a milkshake, think again. A chocolate tone in a whiskey is just like, there's maybe a slight aftertaste of it. I mean, it's still going to be a whiskey. It's never going to taste like a chocolate milkshake. It's one of those, you've kind of got to train your palate in a way, haven't you? When people are like, I'm getting berries, I'm getting oak, I'm getting licorice, I'm getting a hint of hot chocolate coming through. I must admit, I am still at the stage where I'm like, I'm just getting a slightly burnt tongue. And that's what I'm getting. I'm just getting a slightly burnt tongue, yeah. But it was really good. It's really interesting. It's a massive industry. I mean, there are thousands and thousands of different whiskies. Foul on the halfway line by the Italian. Bowmore single malt is da bomb, says Ernesto. Screwdrivers are good, says William. NLW, I did hear that, yes. Irish whiskey, Black Bushmills, is the undisputed champion. Haven't tried that. I'd like to try that. Irish whiskies are nice. I've tried a few Japanese whiskies. I've even tried a Welsh. There is a Welsh whiskey. I think it's, to my knowledge, there might only be the one distillery. Maybe not now, but there was a very rare Welsh whiskey that I tried. You can get some incredible Japanese whiskies as well. They've really, really come through with their whiskies. So Japan make fantastic whiskey now. But I think, Scotland's always Scotland's just got like the right ingredients for whiskey, really. The right kind of atmosphere for whiskey. So, very fortunate to live as close as what I do to Scotland. So if I ever wanted, I could go to Scotland and just have a whiskey weekend. Ball played into the centre. Switzerland on the edge of the Italian box. Save by Donnarumma. The ball bouncing around, but it gets cleared by Italy. Little bit of drama there. Yeah, they very much having to defend for their lives there, Italy. That was close. That's the closest Switzerland have come. Ball played through, but that'll go straight through to Donnarumma. Have you had Jack Daniels? Yeah, of course. Yeah. I wouldn't really drink Jack Daniels straight. I mean, with Coke, it's amazing. I love it with Coke. That was Lemmy's favourite drink. Lemmy from Motorhead, just always. It was the first thing in the morning to last thing at night. Whiskey and Coke. Jack Daniels in particular. Ball out wide. Berardi. Oh, Berardi! Southern Comfort is quite sweet. I never really got much of a burnt tongue. I always liked vodka, whiskey, and alcohol. Always liked the taste, even since the mid to late teens. I've always had strong taste buds, says Crazy Ginger Jake Hold'em. Our Irish friend is leaving if one more person refers to JD as whiskey. Right. 25 minutes left in this match. 25 minutes left. I mean, there's a very passionate Switzerland fan being shown. It wasn't Cesaro. Italy have got the ball back to Donnarumma, their goalkeeper. Jack and Coke is awesome, but I like to drink it straight. Bembo said, I'm a Palace fan, and we will be having a depressing season. 14 players are going to leave on a free. 3/4 of our squad is over 30, and we have 20 million, plus Zaha is going. He's out injured till Feb. That is going to be a one hell of a job. Palace, I don't know what you're going to do. So, Switzerland on the left-hand side. Ball played into the centre, but there's absolutely no one there. Who do you think wins out of Ukraine or North Macedonia? I think it'll be a fun little game. I mean, North Macedonia were really, really positive, but they, didn't get the result against Austria. I think Ukraine really need to win, and they looked quite good, didn't they, Ukraine, against Netherlands? They came back to 2-2, ended up losing it in the end, but yeah, I mean, Ukraine have got goals in them. North Macedonia, I really thought they might be the Iceland this year, but who knows? Maybe not. I'd have to say lightly Ukraine now. Days, what are the thoughts on playing dirty Leeds on the first day of the season? I think it'll be a tough game. I think United always struggle at the start of a season. It's very rare that we dominate our opening game. So at least it's at Old Trafford, and there's going to be fans. It's going to be really passionate, but we are going to have to be so prepared for that because Leeds are going to be prepared. Bielsa's going to be ready for that game. So, I know we played them and won, was it 6-2? I don't know that we're going to get that score. So, yeah, I mean, could have had it worse. But to be honest, it's not the game that I would want. I kind of feel that with United, you just need to be up and running a little bit. I'd much rather be facing Leeds a couple of weeks later at Old Trafford. Like the first game, I wish it was like Palace. Do you know what I mean? Like the kind of team that, no disrespect to Palace, but you are going to struggle. But the kind of team that you could maybe not have your best day against and you could still get a result. You could still get 3 points. Like, if we don't have a good day against Leeds, there's a good chance that we don't get anything from it. So, I don't know. Because I think we played Palace. Didn't we lose to Palace at the start of last season? I think we played them like the first or second game or something. Have you seen the United Premier League fixtures? You have Palace last game. You could put us down. Yeah, I saw. Leeds are also getting better players this window, says Just Alex. Well, they've already got Phillips. Berardi is going off, so one of my players goes off. Damn it! Berardi's played really well, though. At least he got an assist. Dave said my Liverpool are playing Norwich away, which is a nice opener. Headed back to goal, so just over 20 minutes. Austin said, I can't wait for the Netherlands game tomorrow. We are back tomorrow. More football action. Football. What we got tomorrow? Tomorrow we have got Netherlands versus Austria, which should be a lot of fun. Netherlands have been a lot of fun. Obviously, their first game was 3-2, lots of drama. So, Netherlands, Austria. Netherlands won their first game, and so did Austria. So, that is the two winners from the last week going against each other. So, that should be fun. And then, the game of the day. No denying this. Belgium versus Denmark. Denmark, after that heartbreak of Eriksen collapsing and having to carry on the game and the drama of all of that, losing the game. You know, they need to get a result here. So we've got Denmark taking on Belgium with Lukaku, the best team in the world. That's going to be really interesting. There's so many, interesting sub-stories there, isn't there? So, yeah, Denmark, Belgium, Netherlands, Austria. So that's tomorrow. And then Friday, England versus Scotland. England versus Scotland. Amazing. England versus Scotland. And Saturday. Wow, Saturday is stacked. France against Hungary. Germany against Portugal. Poland against Spain. So four great teams in action. Shaqiri trying to get a shot off, couldn't do it. That is drama. Dave said I'm going to do the Denmark-Belgium game as well. James Chadwick says, Dave, Sergio Ramos is leaving Real in the summer. I'd take him at United. Can't wait for that England game, especially if they lose. Any rumours about who United might be bringing in? Well, they're trying to get Trippier, but they don't want to spend 20-odd million because he's 30. But they are interested in Trippier. They're obviously trying to get Sancho. Italy, put the ball wide. They're trying to get Sancho. Sancho is going to cost about 80 million. Around that ballpark. So they're working on that deal. Ronaldo's rumoured, but I think he'll go Paris Saint-Germain personally. Varane is rumoured from Real Madrid, but apparently, is it Paris Saint-Germain have come in for him as well? So I don't even know if we're going to get Varane. So Man United get connected to pretty much any player in the world. And we end up with our fifth or sixth choice, basically. That's how it works. Other than Bruno, I mean, we did get Bruno. Dortmund won 86 million for Sancho, says James Chadwick. William says, do you want some tomatoes and potatoes that I have in my garden? I'm all right, thanks. Thanks, though. Anna says, Trippier is a damn good player. He comes highly recommended. Yeah, I must admit, I was really surprised that you guys let him go. I rate him. I like him. But I can understand United not wanting to spend, that amount of money on him, because we've already got Wan-Bissaka, who obviously can't do exactly the same stuff that Trippier can do, but I wouldn't want to lose Wan-Bissaka from the defence. I love Wan-Bissaka. I feel safe if Wan-Bissaka is in our defence. So I wouldn't want to lose Wan-Bissaka, but no denying Trippier, brings a fantastic crossing ability and an attacking threat that Wan-Bissaka doesn't have. But I think I think Ollie is kind of interested in having playing 3 at the back and then using Trippier as like a winger, which could be interesting. I think he was looking at like Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, and then whoever. And then using Shaw and Trippier as wingers. Immobile puts the ball wide. Immobile was in a good position there. I love Ronaldo and Lukaku, says Austin. S. Bassett said Dave's big transfer fee for Sancho, who Pep let go and has only excelled in the same league as Mustafa did, Portugal. Huge flop or future star? Big transfer for Sancho, who Pep let go and has only excelled in the same league as Mustafa did. Potential huge flop or future star? Are we talking about Sancho here? I mean, I think Sancho is a huge star. A huge star. I mean, I don't feel like the German league is all that bad. I could understand people saying it's not at the same level as like the Premier League, but so maybe his numbers wouldn't be quite as impressive for Man United. But I mean, like for the past 2-3 years, he's scored like over 15 goals and created over 15 chances or around 15 chances. So his numbers are really, really impressive. So even if that dips down a touch, it's still going to be right up there with what you'd expect from someone in that position, and he's still only like 21, so I don't think he would be a flop. I don't think he'd be a flop. I think that he's someone that's worth spending the money on. The one thing I would say though is that you might be able to get someone. I'm not sure if they'd be as good, but you'd be able to get someone kind of not too far below his standard for considerably less. That Rafinha from Leeds. I mean, Leeds have got a really nice little team with Rafinha and Phillips, Bamford up front. Like, they've got some players, Leeds. They really have got some players. If they do bring in some quality, it wouldn't surprise me to see Leeds pushing for like a Europa League place. Still Switzerland coming forward. 13 minutes left on the edge of the box. So many Italian players around. They really, really defend with everything. It's just end-to-end stuff at the moment. Reason why I support City is because lived in Manchester, and that's when I started supporting, but I moved to Oldham. I would support Oldham. Doesn't feel right changing teams just because I moved home. Dave in Real Life said Grealish has got to be a main target for the top 4 clubs. Well, apparently City. Yeah, City want him. I think that Grealish, yeah, he has got to be a target. I'd love him at United. I would absolutely love it. I think I'm not the biggest fan of playing just one up top. to be honest. I mean, I remember the good old days when you had Cole and York. I remember Shearer and Sheringham. You know, I remember when you'd play two strikers. And I know that football's changed and all this kind of stuff, but I just kind of think, could you imagine Rashford or imagine Greenwood and Cavani up front? And then, you know, you could have like Grealish on the wing, or you could have Rashford up front with Rashford. I mean, like, you could have Rashford and Greenwood as your two strikers. Rashford and Greenwood. You could have Grealish on the left, Sancho on the right, Rashford and Greenwood up front. Fernandes just behind those two. And then, you know, Rice or, you know, defensive midfielder behind that. I kind of look at that and that's kind of excited. Kind of excited by the prospect of that. That's a way of playing Rashford, Grealish, Sancho, Fernandes, Greenwood. I'm kind of excited by that. So it's kind of fun sometimes to like jot down what your fantasy team would look like. I've done that a couple of times with United in the past, where I've just gone, if you get this player or this player, what would it look like? I agree. Sancho looks good, just pricey. Yeah. I think he's worth the gamble, though. I think it's definitely worth the gamble. But I mean, you could get like Kingsley Coman for like, I think 50 million. He was such a great player for Bayern. So he's going to be considerably less, but you're still getting absolute quality there. Rafinha as well. I mean, I know they were talking about Ousmane Dembele, but I mean, if we're going to get someone, I hope it is Sancho. But to be honest, I think there's quite a few players you could go out and get that would still do a really, really good job. A really good job. I met Cavani when he was 20 and played a friendly against Australia. Did you really? That's amazing. What a player. He's had a great season for United. I was watching like Sky Sports talking about who was the best summer transfer. And they were saying like Cavani is right in that conversation. We got him for free, in all fairness, which is something I've been moaning about. How all these other teams get people for free and we don't. But in all fairness, we did get Cavani. And, it worked out really, really well. Worked out really well. So we were able to convince him to stay for one more season. Switzerland on the halfway line. It's very, very quiet in Rome. Ant Washington, shout out to you, my friend. Appreciate the support. Hope you are well. Shout out to everyone that's been joining us today. We are about 9 minutes away. 9 minutes away from the end of the game. And looks like it's going to be quite a comfortable victory, this, for Italy. Thoughts on Wales' display as Australia earlier? I thought Wales looked good. I feel a bit bad for Wales because I think the conversation is more how bad Turkey are rather than how good Wales are. But it's not as if Turkey blew Wales away or anything like this. It was like possession was quite close, shots were quite close. It was quite close. Like, Wales deserved the win. Like, yeah, I mean, it was close. I mean, obviously they got that second goal in the 94th minute. I mean, 1-0, kind of, I think that the score reflected the game. Turkey's finishing was just awful. Just really, really awful. I think Italy here, really impressive, to be honest. I think Italy has had chance after chance. I don't think Switzerland have had that many chances. In fact, if we have a look at how many they've had, Switzerland have had one shot on target. They've had 5 shots in total, 1 on target, and that's it. Italy have had 9 shots, 2 on target, in all fairness. They really could do with... Italy are lacking, I suppose, a Lukaku. You know, they've got Immobile up front, but he's already wasted a good opportunity. If they had someone like Lukaku, wow, they would be dangerous. I mean, they're dangerous anyway. But Italy just showing that they're so solid. It's another game that looks like it might be a clean sheet. So, yeah, I'm pleased for Wales. Very pleased for Wales. And it could mean that, you know, someone like Turkey go out. And they could have been a tricky little team for England, Turkey, if they'd have turned up. If they'd have turned up, then they might have been a tricky little team. Anthony says, Sean Ross Sapp says, next week, Monday Raw will be a big refresh. Bembo says, Days, if Italy finish top, they'll play at Wembley. If England are top their group, we will play in Rome. Why don't we just swap? Yeah, we should swap. That's kind of cool, though, isn't it? Italy coming to Wembley. Not to play England. Ball whipped across. I do really like them. I am really impressed with Italy. I've continued to be impressed, but I would just say that their finishing is an area that I think you know, if I'm England going up against them, I think we've got to be well organised. I think we've got to work so hard to get an opportunity. I think it's probably going to be a 1-0, might even go to extra time, could even go to penalties. But I think it would be a very close, very tight game against Italy. And they're definitely contenders to win this. Definitely. Days, wait, so Ramos is leaving Real. I think that's what was mentioned, yeah. Days, if Italy finish top, they play... Oh, we read that. I had low blow counter on my watch long in the Turkey-Wales match. Right, we've got Locatelli coming off. He'll get man of the match, surely, after his 2 goals. So I think Locatelli's getting man of the match for this. And standing ovation for Locatelli as he walks off. I bet Locatelli will be going into a few fantasy teams as well tonight. Hype Dog says, I'm in the air on a plane. I don't know how I'm talking. Well, it is 2-0 to Italy. They've looked very good. Switzerland have had a few chances, though. But, listen, Italy beat Turkey 3-0. They're just about to beat Switzerland 2-0. I mean, there's not much more you can do, is there? Who did you make captain the first time? I chose Ronaldo. I had Lukaku as captain for last week. And he got 2 goals. How long have we got left? We've got about 4 minutes or so. Italy played way better. So around about 4 minutes left in the game. It's gone really quick. I don't know about you, but these streams go so quick. I don't know if it's because I'm so used to like UFC streams and Raw. You know, like Raw's 4 hours and SmackDown's 3 hours and all that kind of stuff. Well, actually longer with AEW after. And these streams clock in at like, you know, 2.5 hours, something like this. I mean, like, don't know. They just go by so fast. Dave said, Italy clean swipe as I can't see Wales beating them either. When did Italy get a second goal? Dude, it was an amazing second goal. Second goal was a screamer. 50-odd minutes. Ball on the left-hand side for Italy. Could be another goal in this. Nicely defended by Switzerland. Italy get the ball back. Right on the edge of the box. Strike, and into the net it goes. There is the third. And it is Immobile that has scored it. Immobile gets the goal that finishes off Switzerland. And we said, what more can they do? Well, how about score one more goal? I tell you, it is concerning. It is concerning. They've beaten Turkey 3-0. They've just beaten Switzerland 3-0 as well. This might be your winners of the Euros right here. It's definitely the team that everyone's going to be looking at. Diego says Italy are on fire. Sky Sports said Ramos is leaving and linked with Man United. I think anyone that leaves is linked with Man United. They'd never scored 3 goals in a Euro game before they played Turkey. How about that? All the Euros they've been in, they'd never managed to score 3 in a game. They did it for the first time against Turkey, and now they've done it again. Yeah, that's true. Who wants to go to Rome? I don't. I definitely would not want England going to Rome. They won't concede in this tournament, says LastX. I'm new to football. I don't know who Lukaku is. Surprising I chose him first. Dylan said, days today, Arsenal had a bid rejected for Ben White, did they? Great player. Great player. Why are there games at home? Because the tournament normally is just played in one country, but to celebrate the anniversary of the tournament, they are holding it in quite a few countries. So all of England games are in England. All of Italy's games are in Italy. I think all of Germany's games are in Germany for the group stages. And then once we get to the knockouts, then we start going everywhere. But the semi-finals and the final are all at Wembley. So that obviously helps England. But Wembley is, I think I'm right in saying Wembley is kind of seen as the home of football. Because obviously the game started in England. And the first international fixture was England versus Scotland. So I kind of think that Wembley is seen as a bit of a spiritual home of football. So both the semi-finals and the finals are at Wembley. Where is Italy ranked in the world? Italy. I'll have a look. Italy have had not the greatest of times, actually. I mean, what we're seeing here is, Italy kind of putting everything together. Italy really have struggled in recent years. When I say struggle, I think they didn't qualify for the World Cup. All ball bouncing around, goes to the back post. Wayward shot there by Switzerland. Italy are ranked 7th. 7th in the world. So Belgium at 1, France at 2, Brazil at 3, England at 4, Portugal at 5, Spain at 6, Italy at 7, Argentina at 8, Uruguay at 9, Denmark at 10. I think Denmark at 10 is quite surprising. Mexico at 11, Germany at 12, Switzerland at 13. And there we go, full-time whistle. Oh, was it? Someone blew a whistle. I thought it was full-time. I think the players did as well. Couple of seconds left. He might as well blow it. There's only like 10 seconds to go. Ball into the middle. Good defending. Yeah, I mean, the commentators are saying they've earned this clean sheet. They really do treasure clean sheets, and that is the end of the game, and it is a clean sheet. And all of you wonderful Wrestling Days fans out there who really want to see me do well at this fantasy game, you're going to be so pleased to know that my goalkeeper is the Italian goalkeeper. I've got an Italian defender as well. So we're going to really be getting some really good points for the fact that they've not conceded here today. So points are just being worked out at the moment, but looks like Donnarumma's going to get 6 points. It looks like Spinazzola's going to get 6 points. Looks like Berardi's going to get 6 points. Yes, Yilmaz has let me down. He has. There's no two ways about that. Yilmaz has let me down, but I could take him out. I could bring in Jota for Portugal. So I've definitely got options here. So, yeah, big shout out to everyone that is supporting me on this journey, really willing me on. It's very, very exciting at the moment. Very exciting. Diego says, thanks, Days and chat. Austin said, didn't one of your players get a flag? Yeah, one of my players got a yellow card. So that means that you get 2 points for playing a whole game, and then if you get a yellow card, you lose a point. But I mean, I've got a decent bench, so I can take him out. It's not a problem. Harley said, Days is scaring me with how good I'm doing. I know. They really advance. McLean said, I'm a Days fan. Gareth, shout out to you, buddy. I'm glad that you've had fun. As we said, we just go where the conversation goes. So, JJB Gaming, shout out to you, buddy. Shout out to you. I think that Italian defense is very, very sexy. That Italian defense, you can trust in it. So they've got to play. Is it Wales next? I think there's a good chance they keep Wales locked out. But who knows? That might be their trickiest game so far. So we'll have to see. But I'm thinking I'll probably go with Donnarumma and Spinazzola as my two defensive players for next week as well against Wales. I don't care how Days does because I don't play, says LSW. Austin, shout out to you. Dylan said, thanks for the watch along and I hope you win the fantasy league. Dylan, you are welcome here anytime. What a goal by Immobile, says David Conley. It's a good game. Yeah, it's a good game. James Chadwick said, another great day of footy done. Harley said, Days, I was so happy that Berardi got me 6 points, and now I feel like Roman lost his title to Nia Jax because of you. Hey, listen, this is a marathon, not a sprint. So even if someone has a good day, doesn't mean they're going to have a good week. Doesn't mean that the rest of this game's going to go my way. But just a good day, good few points there. I'll take that. Dave, shout out to you, buddy. Gary said 17 points today. Shout out to you, Gary. Jaden said Italy are going to win the Euros. They're certainly looking very, very good. Certainly looking very good. Anna says 1 day closer to England, Scotland. James Chadwick said, even if Bale thought he was playing rugby with that penalty miss, he skied it, didn't he? He just wanted to give something to the fans. That's what it was. All them Welsh fans that have travelled a long way, he booted the ball over just so that one of them could take it home. Austin said Netherlands are going to win. Harley said 6 points today. Days, any way the English could go easy on us during the game on Friday, hopefully allow us a friendly point. It would allow for a cracking atmosphere. Unfortunately, I can't see the English doing that. Not because I actually don't think England has really got any issue with Scotland, to be honest. Someone I can't remember who it was. I think it was like Ian Wright or someone said, Like, we don't really mind the Scots all that much, but the Scots really hate us. So Scotland are going to go so hard at us. But I'm not really that bothered by like the Scots or anything. I've got no ill will, no bad feeling towards Scotland whatsoever. So if we would qualified and we knew that we were first and this game didn't matter, I think there could be a chance we would rest players. In a way, it's a shame for you guys that this isn't the last game, because I think if England had already won their 2 and they were sort of guaranteed to finish top and this game then didn't really matter, I kind of think Gareth would probably rotate the team. But unfortunately, nothing is sorted yet, and so as a result, we need to still pick up some points. So it's going to be spicy. It's going to be tasty. England against Scotland, the oldest rivalry, and it won't be easy. Won't be easy for either team. I think that Scotland are going to bring everything and more, and England are going to have to be on their best really to get a positive result there. But can't wait for it, man. So exciting. Harley said, I think Switzerland still have a chance of winning tonight. Chadwick said, gonna need a brawl counter for the England-Scotland game. Badger and Bournemouth, see you tomorrow, my friend. Diego said it probably goes back to the Tudor period, England and Scotland. Right, I think we are done anyway. The pundits just looking at Locatelli and what he was able to do. But, I mean, what do you say after that? We've pondered and questioned who are going to win the Euros. We really might have had a big answer to that question tonight, because Italy, for the second time, have just won 3-0. They beat Turkey 3-0. They've beat Switzerland 3-0. And let's not forget, Switzerland in the rankings are actually quite high. So to be able to do that against Switzerland is very impressive. To do it against Turkey, I thought was impressive. But then obviously we don't quite know where Turkey are in the stand-ins at the moment after their loss to Wales. But we know that Switzerland are a very organised side, and they've just got destroyed 3-0. I am seriously worried about this Italian team. So for me, Italy looked the best in the first round. I'm sticking with that. And we'll have to see what everyone else can do. But we don't need to worry about the Italians until the knockout stages. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But the tournament is just getting hotter and hotter and spicier. And things are building as we're starting to really make our way through these group games. And as we said, it's not far until those knockout games. The first knockout games are in 10 days' time. Right? The groups will be done. We will have even have had 2 days of rest. Right? And the first knockout games will be on Saturday the 26th. So Saturday the 26th, we'll see the runner-up of... How does this work? So it's going to be the runner-up of Group A plays the runner-up of Group B. Is that correct? Must be. Yeah? Hey, how does the runners-up play each other? The runners-up of Group A plays the runner-up of Group B. So let's say Wales finish second, Italy finish top of A, Wales finish second. It'll be Wales versus, not Belgium. Belgium will finish top. So it could be Denmark, Finland, or Russia. I think Russia, personally, if I had to choose one of those. I can't see Denmark now if Eriksen's out getting anything. And they've got to play Belgium tomorrow. So I could see it being Wales, Russia in the next round, which is a really good draw for them, by the way. Wales can win that. So that would be on Saturday the 26th. And then the winner of Group A, which is going to be Italy, take on the second in C. So that is Netherlands, Ukraine, Austria, or North Macedonia. I think Netherlands could come out top. And I think second is looking pretty good for Austria. So the first knockout game, just right now, to me, the first day of knockout games on that Saturday, 26th, could be Wales versus Russia, and it could be Austria versus... Hang on. Austria versus Italy. So, honestly, I could see Wales and Italy both getting through those games. Whoa, it's getting spicy, isn't it? It's getting spicy. Lovely and tasty. Right, guys, awesome. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a great evening wherever you are. Of course, we are back tomorrow with tons of streams. So we are back tomorrow. What games have we got tomorrow? Just quickly, we've got Denmark, Belgium, and Netherlands, Austria. So we'll get some more answers as to who's progressing into those knockout games. Awesome, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.